we are in for a treat. I mean, I'm hearing the Squabbles and Raid 2 are even more legendary than the first one. And we all know Mad Dog was low-key the MVP of the movie. But let's see what this movie have in store for us. Not gonna lie, we are already starting off with some freak timing. Like, Andy couldn't even last 2 days as a gang leader, and now they have him outside butt naked. I fear he should just left with his brother. I swear he ended off the conversation with his brother stating he could help him better from the underworld. Help him how? Man got erased from the movie faster than SpongeBob did Doodoo Bob. The beating must have been fast and precise because we didn't even get to see it. Off screen beating you would think he squared up against Blackbeard. Having your execution used as an intro to the title card has to be disrespectful. Like, I hope fight the main antagonist in the last movie. I can't get a better death than this. We get the Rama, Bow Wow, and the lieutenant that set them up, and Rama is still hurt. Did Andy not last 1 day? He had a shorter run as gang leader than Rey Mysterio had as WWE champion until John Cena music hit. Anyway, Bowo get taken away to get treated, then they give the dumbass lieutenant the good old Whitebeard treatment, filling his body up with lead like he's a mechanical pencil. Then the lieutenant from the Internal Affairs unit tried to sweet talk Rama to run an op for him, but after the beating that was put on him by Mad Dog, he respectfully said no, and I can't even begin to blame him. I'm doing the same. F you and your unit. I'm good. But hey, I guess Andy did help him become a demon, because after Rama found out about his death and attended his funeral, he agreed to the Eternal Fair offer and went undercover in a prison. That's where we get our first squabble. Rama standing in the stall looking like a different man, waiting for his victims to breach the stall. And either they were weak as shit, or those some A1 screws, top of the line, the same shit's Handy Mandy be using. But Rama was tired of waiting. These were playing. He just wanted to exchange hands like Valentine's on Valentine's Day. Had gifts for each and every one of them. Kicking the door open, having this man go second base with it. Damn near getting a strike. One man rushed too eager, if you ask me. He must have had to use the bathroom because it clearly wasn't a fight. He tossed out the sorriest punch I seen, had his arm intercepted. Then his face sat on a dirty ass toilet. At this point, this man was eating ass while unconscious. Just a charcuterie board of different booty on his face. Then another came in like it was his moment to shine, because when the camera turns towards him, he activated his finisher using a bro kick. Too bad it hit nothing but Casper, because Rama ducked underneath, scooped him up, and used him to the crowd of people. And the criminals don't seem to be learning anything from watching the others around them take a beating, because yet another volunteered and rushed into the stall, had his attack blocked, and his head bounced against the wall like a basketball. All that in 4 seconds. The Zuzus and Wham Whams can't be worth the beating they are taking. But I could be wrong, because another joined in, had his attack seized like the IRS did 6ix9ine cars, back pinned against the wall, mad aggressively I might add. Rama didn't like the many eyes peering on his performance, shutting the stall door for some privacy. Then the 2-on-1 combat started. You would think 2 people versus 1 in close combat, they would have it in their bag. Nope, whoever hired them really went fishing at the bottom of the barrel for help when they hired these two. Let's get started. The first dude tried to touch Rama's jaw, but was hit with a quick deflection. Get that weak shit out of here. I like his commitment though. He didn't fret over the first attack being pure ass. He moved on to the next, but that was also blocked. Having to eat nothing so fast, bouncing his head off the wall, but he doesn't really have any help for real, because look at the other dude just over there swinging his arm like he was fighting Danny Phantom, the fucking flying Dutchman from SpongeBob. At this point, they were only there to make Rama look like a badass. Look at this block. Nigga posing like he getting his picture taken for a magazine cover. Blocking their attacks yet again, have them both looking in the opposite direction. Why didn't they just open the door and leave? Who could blame them? He confused them in a 3x3 space. They are trash. Something beyond trash. I don't know what that is. Instead, they tried again. One of them had his hand smacked back to his side, then brain scrambled like egg, while the other had his leg pinned against the wall in the air. While in jail, I tell you this much, he can't protect his ass. He would definitely be one of the victims of that dude on TikTok.
Come in your cell, I got 2 knives, I slide you one, say nigga fight for your ass.
Had his knee taken. Rama, I'm sorry, but what in the hell is this move? I don't know what he did, I'm not gonna act like I do. Take 5 thought points. Even confused me with this move. Then he mushed him, just stamping trash on this man's face. I guess someone finally realized they could just open the door, because his simple ass burst in like, "Here's Johnny!" But if I see one of the 2 men he went in there alone with, resting against the wall like he just finished a can of whippets, I look at my peers behind me and start making a speech like I was Gandhi. What is violence in a world that's already broken by hatred? We ought to brush that can paint the change that we want to see. Put down your arm and put up your arms and hug the neighbor next to you.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
Some shit like that, because I'm not fighting. And trash number 2 got back up and tried to sneak Rama with a sleeper, only to have himself yeeted off his shoulder out of their stall. Then Rama closed the stall again for some alone time with trash number 1. At least he tried to put up a fight. No way no, but he tried. Rama punched him in the stomach, putting him back against the wall. Then got on one knee and started playing with his legs. Low key, not gonna lie, I'm scratching my head a bit. What is this for? At this point, he was just trying because he could. Hell, why not? Then he gave him a checkup like he was a doctor, talking about some cough. Rama was acclimating very well to prison, adopting their rules and freaky tendencies. Then slept him before turning his attention to the man that climbed over the stall instead of opening the door. What is wrong with dude? He just wanted to be different, mysterious. Rama just pushed his foot and had the door do most of the damage, ending this man lineage like Azula did when she painted Aang. Then another one rushed from the crowd like it was a battle royale, and it was his turn. Really trying to show how strong he was, only to be thrown to the side effortlessly. Ribs inside his body looking like a game of 52 pickup after hitting the wall like this. Then you guessed it, another rushed in trying to utilize the big boot like he was the Undertaker, only to have his ankle snap, elbow to the back of the head that had him reverting back to childhood because he was just staring at the wall like his parents put him in timeout. Then what move was Rama about to whip out? I don't even know, but he stopped and just reprogrammed dude with an elbow straight into the next fade, grabbing him by the neck, dribbling him off the door, then tossed back into the crowd. But boy, were they on his ass. I'm getting tired just watching, but let a nigga take a breather. If I was Rama, I might take a knee like my name was Ryan. This commitment to me beating your ass is just breathtaking because the process repeated. This man rushed in and tried to attack, had that shit decline like Shaq's cars at Walmart, had his throat played with before he thought circuiting, just standing there tweaking. I guess he didn't move fast enough, so Ron put his head between dude's legs and lifted him, tossing him to the side for some time alone to reflect on his stupid decision to attend a squabble when he had no hands. But no one is using their co-workers beating his lessons, and another one rushed in and had his ability to run stolen, sitting down to his knees defenseless, then had his brain scrambled by Rama's knee. At this point, Rama took the initiative and grabbed one of them and served him a headbutt, then just tossed him on the pile of bodies in the stall. Yet no one is bowing out. I would just peep the amount of headbutts Rama was using. No one wants to fight a CTE merchant. Sparta kicked one back, turning to the next victim, blocked his attack using his special throat tickling signature move, followed with a helping of elbow. Had this man twirling like he was Cinderella at the ball, but some of them not even trying. It's like they're getting paid for the effort and not the result. The hats off to a ponytail. He came in there utilizing the hell out of a Sparta kick, knocking back Rama to his own handiwork, but he couldn't even enjoy his own success because Rama machine gun kicked him in his body with those dirty ass feet. Nigga been walking on cold trying to make diamond or something. Nigga got gangrene athlete foot fusion, creating something new. Man's feet so dark I could call him Black Leg Sanji. Another man just dove in simply to be flipped. Look at him, stupid. What was the point? Finally, after being nothing but an all-you-can-eat buffet for Rama, they tried to use a plan. Everyone rushed in together, overwhelming him. But you know what pissed me off? The niggas in the back, especially this man. What are you doing? Dude think he ate the gum fruit or something? What are you swinging at? Doing more team damage than anything. Deadass just wanted to be involved. Like, look, I'm doing something. The camera must have seen enough because he just walked away. Then Dan Snyder must have snatched the camera away or something because the next shot we get are feet. And no one wants to see that. I had to see it. I'm sorry, so I had to show you guys as well. I'm guessing the 1v mini wasn't enough practice for him because he started f***ing up the chalk outline on the wall. Like, damn, take it easy. What the wall do to you, my acting like Flight reacts. I know the walls hate to see him coming. Anyway, moved on with the plot. Rama goes to the prison cafeteria and was busting down on that plate like it was some fine cuisine when someone that looks like they just got done auditioning for the Teen Beach movie pulled up and pulled out a shiv.
Oh, scary!
But I know he heard this man just fought like 20 people. What are you gonna do alone with a shiv? Anyway, he invited Rama to join him, but still talking tough. No glazing, he would kill you before the guard can even save you. But anyway, Rama ended up turning him down. Then it was visitor time. When we found out he's basically a spoiled brat using his father's name to be tough, which, come on, we all knew. And Rama gets a visit from someone trying to help him with his image in prison while he serves his 3 years. 3 years for an undercover op is crazy work. Anyway, let's go. More plot, which was a fight in the rain. Rama being hyper observant, never caught lacking type peep they were planning to attack him or someone around him, and using the time it took them to model strut across the muddy yard to untwist the broomstick, getting straight into action. See, dude's first mistake, he got too horny. He revealed his weapon way too early. I mean, it didn't matter because Rama knew, but he was still too eager. What did that earn him? Broomstick to the hand, drop that weapon, bum, take a knee, then sweetly ended it with a home run.
Home run!
But now that I look at it, I don't really think they were going for Rama because this nigga was trying to stretch his arm out and shank the spoiled brat from earlier until Rama took it upon himself to play superhero, disarming him, slapping him in the face with the longer of the stick, moved him to the side to get better lighting so we as viewers can really see and appreciate the ass whooping he was about to bestow. Stole his knee, then busted his brain. Turned to this man, a rabid animal, thought he could slip in and up his KD. Nope. Had his face introduced to a dirty ass wall. Left him standing in space like he was Raven, he could see the future. Sadly, it was only the past as his life flashed before his eyes. This man ran into frame only to be tossed to the side, still swinging his blade.
I'm leaving here with something.
And Rama was talking to that yard, turning the squabble into one of those freaky mud wrestling events. But I'm not gonna lie, big dude kinda did Rama dirty. Had the bottom of his feet facing the sky. Something you never want to happen in a fight. He had to redeem himself, so he took him down, having him swim in the mud before he ate 5 of his toes to the face. But the big dude hurried back to his feet, only to have his leg turn the other way like he was giving someone directions. Then Rama scooped him by his legs and took him down to the ground yet again, serving him an elbow to the chest, giving him no time to recover. locking him in the sleeper hold. Hey, I might have to take back what I said about the spoiled brat. He could hold his own a little bit. He pushed one of his assailants back some, getting him some space, like that gap in the back of Nick's shoes when they wearing them big ass forces, only to be hit in the back, having him weak in the knees. He needed to take a seat. He was able to kick back the attackers. He was pure booty cheeks, the hairy kind, had him hitting the pole like he was Diamond in Player Club. Then dude came back and again completely aiming at Casper with his shiv, still trying to do something with that shiv, just started slashing out the air like he hated the idea of oxygen. The spoiled brat was just skedaddling backwards, damn near hitting the chopped outside.
Take it back now, y'all.
Then Boca was just waiting in the cut for the camera to shine on him so he can get his moment. What moment was that? A weak ass sleeper that had him taking pure back shots. The spoiled brat was back weaving, crossed this man so bad he wrapped around the pole, started going crazy on dude's leg, then begun wringing his neck like he was Homer, only to be Sparta kicked to the ground next to Rama, who peeped and instantly turned into a white knight even though he had his own hands full, tripping the man who, instead of running directly towards the spoiled brat, decided to take a scenic route, running sorta in a circle that ended with him taste testing the shiv. But I'm not gonna show it because YouTube hates too much fictional violence. Then he decided to finish off the big man, shoving the shiv under his arm like it was a speed stick, pushing him to the ground, finding a perfectly placed rock the size of Natalie Nunn's chin, and you know he squished his head like a grip of the vineyard. Rama is still going crazy, just going through people like Leonardo and women, nothing stopping him. He was racking up bodies, guards and inmates alike, no discrimination, while the spoiled brat was fighting and slipping around like he got into one of those 1,000 baby oil bottles from Diddy, until he was laid up by a guard. Rama peeped he was in danger and rushed over, went through more people to save his life, even getting stabbed in the process, and then him being unconscious as well. Then we moved forward 2 years in the plot. Rama was released from the slammers and picked up by the spoiled brat, who was apparently released during the time skip, and brought him to meet his father. And he was instantly greeted with a Diddy party. Nigga talking about some take your clothes up to earn his trust. If you don't take your freak geek ass somewhere, I don't care where. So he pushed past the freakiness to see Rama new home. Then he goes to do his first job working with the thugs, shaking down some freaks for that protection money. I can't show what they were doing in this scene, just know there are some freaks. But this little man may be freaky, but he wasn't gonna allow the disrespect. One of the underlings tried to sneakily remove a shotgun from under the table, but the thing was mad long, taking extra time to make any progress. That's why it should have been a pistol or something smaller. Getting caught by Rama, who went straight into action, kicking his hand, making him shoot prematurely, hitting his own co-worker. Then Rama started dribbling his head off the table. The cameraman moves over and the other dude that came with Rama was also getting active. Sparta catching the chest, look at his form, arm straight back. He was really feeling that kick. Another was rushing in, no problem, eat a chair, just hummed to that. A man wearing Adidas sweats thought it was his moment to shine, like a glow stick when his back get broke. Came in with his best kick, only to be stopped in the air, dropped to his back. Nobody should ever have you staring directly at your own knee in a fight. Ass just tooted. Then long sleeve was like my turn, and it was his turn to be violated. Blocked his wild ass kick, had him hemmed up by his shirt, just tossed him against the table, posing him perfectly for some back. Then they started lighting up the room. Sorry, I can't show it. While this dude was just crawling to his drawers. But unless you got some Shingon Wools in those bitches, fits a Tevigon, the 2-ton tunic, it's over. Should've just gave the man the extra 5K. But I was proven wrong. He did in fact have a Shingon Woo. It must have been introduced during the reboot they did. It was a Glock with a switch, and he turned the tides with that thing, collecting more bodies than Davy Jones' locker. Then once his weapon was empty, he jumped on the table and rushed towards the spoiled brat. Rama tried to stop him, but was attacked by a man with rabies. He was just clawing at him like a lunatic, until Rama shut him down by reprogramming his brain with a wall. I thought the other dude was trying to get active. Nope, he was skedaddling, jumping through the window and putting on the burners, hitting that corner. Rama was not gonna allow him to slide and was on his ass like Dr. Miami, grabbing him by his white tank top, weaving a 360 backhand. Then he stumbled him with a kick to the chest. Rama couldn't let him breathe, scooping him off the floor, and the man was like,
You get your fucking hands off me.
Too bad he was dealing with Rama, who just continued to put the beats on him. You like windows, nigga? Tossing him through one. He was lying there like, I'm taking that! Rama leaped through the hole and speared dude into a cabinet, grabbing him by his no longer white tank and tossed him to the floor. But hey, I'll give the man this. He did not give up. He peeped a shard of glass on the floor and scooped it up and tried to carve Rama like a pumpkin. Flected, concussed, tucked in. That's what happened. Then Rama became a bully. He was really playing the role of a thug, like it was his true identity now. He walked up to a man holding the bat and tried to take it from him, but he wouldn't let it go. Look at what he started to do.
Nigga, where your mom at, nigga?
He snatched it from him to not even use it.
Really, nigga?
We skip forward. Rama gets a glowing 5-star review, but the spoiled brat Yuko, first time I learned his name while watching this movie, asked to take on more responsibility in the family, and his father was like, no nigga! It looked like Yuko could have ripped his head off his shoulders barehanded. But we move on. Yuko meets the man that killed Rama's brother, and he brings up the man that tried to turn him into past tense while he was in prison. Then he kills him while they discuss business, a war. And what did this man do to make the war happen? He sets up his own father's trusted hitter, not Mad Dog, to make him think the treaty he has with the other family family has been broken. A sea of people came rushing into the room and Koso got active almost immediately, picking up a bottle of him dog and yeeted that bitch like it was empty, followed by the cups. He already crushed the entire bottle, so he didn't need the cups. The first man ran up and Koso had him tripping like he forgot how to walk. The second one was eager to have his guts out, then pushed mad aggressively on the couch and an elbow. I don't know what the third nigga was planning to do, but Koso gave him a table like he had reservations. Never mind the third. The fourth dude was the worst. He jumped in Koso's arms so he could take a first class trip to the afterlife because he didn't have a plan. What was he trying to do? And Ferrari splash? Then Koso himself jumped down to separate himself from the rabid animals pursuing him, but that didn't work. They were on his ass like Dr. Miami, rushing towards him before he had the chance to stand back up. Had him tossing dishes and chairs like he forgot how to squabble, but Cannon followed our ass. A man came in leaping with a baton like he was auditioning for Peter Pan on Broadway, hitting nothing but air like he was fighting Prime Ali, until he had his arm seized, his jaw touched that had him bird watching, ability to stand stolen. But look at his face. This man already forgot he could walk. Then Koso couldn't help but to harass him even further. I mean, I can't blame him. They are there to kill him. He Irish whipped him into the stage and had the man hugging that bitch like it was a long lost relative. Then he just laid down for a nap. Koso was simply on to the next. This level of violating somebody wasn't new to him. He didn't even take time to relish in his work, grabbing the next man's leg, moved it to the side while twisting behind him ever so slightly. With the swiftness of the movement to get to the side of him, I have to call it the Diddy step. All that just to grab this man inner knee and push it so he could gain more momentum so his pull-on could be more impactful. And this man was an asshole. He had to be standing there watching his coworker get beat on, because only when the camera panned on him did he run towards Koso and had his arm snatched, his wrist tenderized and twirled like a princess. Then his chest brutalized. Stripe Hoodie came marching on business. Too bad the business trip was cut short with a bro kick to the chest. And that's when came in confused. Koso dropped it down low to the floor and swept him off his feet like he was Prince Charming. Back up on his feet, blocking the man trying to utilize a machete. Then one single elbow had him dropping like Kendrick Lamar during the Drake beef. Then Koso was like, deuces, and started to parkour away. Too bad these men were like pests, roaches in boxes of cereal, because a man who had no business being a part of the op was already running towards him by the time he got to the top. I mean, he was as useful as a Logitech controller pilot in a submarine, dispatched faster than TMZ when a celebrity dies. Them niggas be standing in the shadows waiting like they're the Grim Reapers. More roaches kept piling.
Wouldn't let that shit happen to me though.
An entire different person had to run from across the room to this man's aid. This is the best they can muster up. Why try to take out your best hitter when you have no one to replace him? Because Grayshirt came in on some bullshit, slow ass swing that was caught. Then why is he moving his other arm like this? He came to this fight not really wanting to squabble. You can't lift your other arm a little? That's exactly why Koso examined Grayshirt teeth with his knee. Then half leather jacket or sleeveless leather vest, I have no idea what he's wearing. Anyway, came in just to be tossed to the side. A man finally was able to wound him by stabbing him in the chest, but the beaten Koso unleashed after that made me believe the damage he did wasn't even worth it, because this man was so angry he was eating pure back shots from bats and all type of other weapons, just focusing on this one man that used a knife on him. I can't even show what he did to him after this, but use your imagination. Just know if this man survives, he won't be able to swallow liquids without a bib. We move outside and the squabbles just continued, but I'm sorry, man, there was a little too much blood. It might not make it in the video. I'ma try, but it might not make it in the video. Koso was carving this man up like he was preparing a steak dinner when another came behind him and just slashed his back. Instead of aiming for the head, the victory would have been his, like stealing candy from a baby. Nope, his stupid ass jumped the gun and hit him in his back. Koso stumbled to his feet, blocked this man's arm, used the blade like a speed stick yet again, then started acting like he was Jason with the blade. Nothing but bad shocks for this man. Pause. I know this man had an assortment of weapons in there to choose from before he came out that door, and he chose whatever the hell this was. He did some damage with it, I'm not gonna lie and say he did, but it ended with him having his face grated like Gouda. Koso was given no time to breathe. Another nigga came like he was Zoro and tried to give Koso liposuction. Just like the other man, this dude blew a perfect opportunity getting beat like a pinata while he was on the floor until Koso was tackled from behind, ending with him having his head dribbled like he was fighting the Harlem Globetrotter. That's when the spoiled brat came out the door like, damn, my squad's ass. Koso turned, and the way that man is standing there, he might be the final boss, and I don't think he has enough in him to fight another fight. He would agree, reaching in his pocket and pulling out a locket. Then he just started to hobble towards him. He knew his end was near. He was quickly handled, but you know, he just got done fighting 50 people, so it's understandable. I probably can handle one, maybe two. I'm being optimistic. Anyway, we move on. And this nigga was in a room with his father like he was putting on a performance of a lifetime, trying to convince his father that the other family killed Koso. Too bad the father was like, I don't think so, and said they weren't gonna retaliate just to make sure his wife and son were taken care of. And just like the spoiled brat he was, he stormed off in a fit when he couldn't get his way. But I'm not gonna lie, Rama playing his role. I couldn't do undercover, because when he tried to talk some sense to Yuko, this man started slapping him in the face, then pushing him against the wall by his head.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
It would have took everybody in that family to pull me off this man. Everybody. Yuko called the man with the limp and told him to carry out the plan anyway. Fuck his dad. But was this man just waiting by the phone, waiting for the call? That's dedication. That's passion. Now we are on to some more fuckery. We have Glasses Girl pulling out not one, but 2 hammers on the train ready to cause some problems. And when she stood up in the middle of the aisle and no one paid her any mind, I thought I was scratching my head a little bit. So is this a common occurrence or something? But at the same time, we have Hoodie walking down the street with a bat, and I'm assuming the man who finished Koso just beating the brakes on somebody. But before we can see what Hoodie is capable of, we cut back inside the train, and they finally noticed the woman with the hammers, and the bystanders were alerted. And this one dude just dipped. I don't know where he went. He was gone. The train cart was cleared. It was now on ISO, them versus her. But before we get into that, the cameraman went back to Hoodie so we can see him get active. He starts off by violating this man's leg, then he had him twist test the back, and another goon used that exact moment to step in. He shouldn't have done that because he was weed faster than Sexy Red when she tried to kiss Talil. Had this man staring at the ground like he was Velma and he lost his glasses. Confused, Hoodie was straight on to the next, blocked the attack with his bat, then hit this man in his chest like he was at batting practice. His organs must be shook, having his chest cavity damn near caved in on him like the stage did a Rod Wave. Hit this man so hard his ponytail jumped with him, and the one that was crushed laid down like his ankles were really broken because he didn't even fully get up. He was still hitting the head with the bat. The pain must be something delightful because after taking that bat to the chest like he needed CPR, he was still standing like I'm good, I can still fight, only to have his memories hit into a home run. And dude was moving too much or something because he just had to finish him off before getting to the next stage of bots. Hit this man with the sloppiest kick I seen, like he didn't even try. That's how ass they were. Then just stabbed the bat into the other man's face and went straight back to violating the frame until someone came into the frame only to face the same harassment as his co-workers. Like look, it's an entire dance routine with a bat in somebody's body. We cut back to the train. Now it was girl with the hammers trying to display her skill set to us. They all start running towards each other, and this nigga booed this man. You have to look at the start of his performance. He slowly cast out his arm like he was trying to show her his nose, then looked surprised when she moved it to the side so she could push his shoulder blade into his body. Nigga, why are you moving like you have no limb control? Then she dug into those guts like a Thanksgiving turkey, spun this man, then finished her combo by extracting some teeth. The next NPC appeared. It was his turn to do the same exact move as the first one. They're gonna look like, huh? She dodged that? Ain't no way. Okay, did his own little dodge. That was different from the first dude, but the difference is quickly ended because she caught his arm with the hammer, used her other arm to shatter his nose. Then I really can't show this. Just know he's now past tense. Even with one hand, she was still better than they were because NPC number 3 stepped up to the plate to Squabble, had his weapon redirected while he stared at her knowing he didn't want to fight. He didn't want to be there, but he still reloaded his arm to try once again just to have his guts clawed at by a hammer. Hold on, he's still going. Where did his fire come from? I would have fell once the hammer hit my chest. Instead, he tried one more time to take her head off. It didn't work because she just dodged and made light work out of the rest of them. But I'm gonna skip past the rest of their fights, moving on to some more main shit. We get the Rama who's trying to take a cab when the roaches start to pour out from every direction, and they were on his ass just jumping him. Had Rama on skates, turning the movie into Fast and Furious for a minute until he crashed. But peep, Rama just wanted to fight for real. He could have put them burners on that we all know he has and escaped. No, he stood there and waited until they got close, then ran into the restaurant just to turn around and square up, fucking up everybody lunch and dinner dates. No more dinner meetings, no more lunch meetings for any of you. The first man tried to hit Rama with a Superman punch and failed epically. Ended up stabbed by his own weapon, while his co-workers was no help, came in simply to have his attack declined. I swear all these people are trained by the same person. It has to be somebody who's ass, somebody like Steven Seagal, because he wasn't the only one to try this belly flop attack. It's never gonna work. Stop it. Then we have senior citizens getting active. This nigga is way too old to be in the field. That's exactly why his old ass ran into the chair that he didn't see. Rama used the chair to twist his body, winding him up like a wind-up toy, then let him go, having him headbutt the table. Looking like a perfect casting for one of those Life Alert commercials. Rama grabbed somebody's soup or something and used it to wash this man's face. Weaved Brown Jacket's attempt at taking his head, spun around, swiping this man off his feet, bashed this man in the head with a bottle, then Sparta kicked him across the room, going with the rhythm. He started beating on the next man, tossed the 2 broken pieces of the bottle at Brown Jacket, opening him up for a Sparta kick, and walked up, laying him down with a hook. But this man is just disappointing. Like I said a few videos ago, I don't root for the antagonist, but to beat his ass has to be illegal. He jumped and slashed Rama from behind, a clean and successful hit. You might be like, what are you talking about? He did some damage. He did stupid damage. He could have impaled him instead of slashing him, because what happened next? He pissed Rama off, had his hand snatched and repeatedly chopped like it was a tree. Then Rama thought of manhandling this man, carrying him by the neck so he could cook him. Literally cooked this man. See what that slash got him? Had this man smoking like Michael Jackson during the Pepsi commercial. We move on, and the fans are having a meeting trying to discuss peace after Yuko actions. Rama in the bathroom struggling after the beating he took, calling his supervisor with some "I'm done, I quit, let me go home, I'm done." But we move on. Yuko was getting the beats put on him by his father. You think he was Dre or something. Anyway, Mr. Limp appeared, giving Yuko enough courage to send his father to the afterlife. Then we get another fight scene because Rama walked in and seen what was happening and got active. You would have almost forgotten the pain he was in a scene ago. Then he had to weave the attacks of an NPC with a name. You know how deadly they become when they have a name. Rama, being the real one, told Ika to run while he stayed to get an action. I didn't expect him to lose, but he did, and it was pretty fast. Now at this point in the movie, Rama knew he had to get even more active if he wished to end this. That's when we move on to some more main fights where he fights some more people with names. There they were, standing at the end of the hallway trying to look tough. It wasn't working. I'll rate the fear their appearance bring. It has to be a 1 star. Nothing they doing right now is intimidating. Rama went straight for it, weaving the bat, getting in between them, letting them know they were trash. He felt comfortable between them. He was just dancing and dodging both of their attacks, even catching the bat with a Chuck Taylor to the mouth, grabbing both of Hammer Girl arms like he was about to fold them bitches like origami, only to have his head removed from his body. Good thing he mastered the drop below skill and avoided the bat better than Goku did fatherhood. Really had his former op watching his child. Stopped the bat, spun around this man, had him confused, bemused. Rama embraced Batdude from behind like he was about to whisper sweet nothings into his ear. But Batgirl tried to get involved. Nope, sit your ass back down. No third wheeling. Rama then took Batdude to his knees, let him stand back up just to use his own weapon against him, and sent him back to the floor. Rama was really in his bag with this fight. Hammer Girl really got back up and was like, maybe if I do some extra I'ma land a hit. She out there performing spins like she was on Broadway, hitting nothing but air. At this point, I thought she might be an airbender or something, like she about to summon a big strong breeze. Rama grabbed her arm because she was moving like she was on those rocks. But I'll give her this, she was a master of those damn hammers. She adjusted them bitches while hemmed up and used them to hurt Rama, bringing him to his knees before double hammering him in the chest, knocking him to the floor. But she couldn't capitalize after all that. With a single game of footsies, she was knocked to the floor, and Batdude was letting her down. She's out there making plays, he's out there playing around. Ran in only to be taken out in his back attack and fully violated. In Hammer Girl's mind, she was gonna hit something regardless, no matter what. She was flailing those hammers like those wacky inflatable arm figures outside of dealerships. Rama grabbed her and flipped her over his knee. Why did it introduce him with a cold ass fight scene when Rama's there treating him like little niggas, pure sunning them? Over the knee like she needed a spanking? Batdude peeped the method Hammer Girl was using and did the same thing, just swinging the hell out that bat, hoping something lands, praying to Babe Ruth, even trying to hit a spin kick. Nigga, like they said in High School Musical, stick to the stuff you know, use the bat, don't worry about nothing else. Batboy decided to return the favor. This time he was the one that embraced Rama, while his sister tried to play whack-a-mole with Rama's feet. Like, bro, are you good? Also, Batboy is ass at everything he does. Like, man, you can't hold him still so Hammer Girl can reconstruct his toes? His weak ass grip almost had his own mouth renovated. I'm about to have this man cosplaying as Christian Rock. Good thing when it came to hammering, she was on Thor's level, but she thought she was about to do something cool. Talking about some watch this, trying to spin around her brother to hit Rama, only to be rejected like Sakura when she thought she can win Sasuke by badmouthing Naruto. Both of them were just doing too much. Yo, I swear, this is the 9th time this man missed a wide ass swing and started to pose.
What are you doing? You're not the thinker.
And I swear, if my sister jump off my back only to be talking to the wall, nigga, I'm gonna be pissed. Give me scoliosis just so you can get scoliosis? Crazy. For the first time in the fight, she dropped her hammers and her glasses fell off.
Brother,
I'm sorry, that caught me off guard. I was not expecting that. For the first time in the squabble, her brother was over there going crazy, finally getting his hits off. Had Rama eyes rolling in the back of the head like he was Undertaker. But look at his bat skill. See, this is why I was surprised when he tried to kick. I mean, he is moving the hell out of that bat. He wasn't hitting anything, but it still looked cool. Rama must have had enough of baseball practice because he headbutted this man and flung him away. And the Hammer Girl had the perfect chance to ring his bell like Luffy after Marineford. She chose to hit this man behind the leg. Why you blow your one chance? She was messing him up in a little brief exchange they had before Rama pinched her arm between his chucks. But she was still trying to make something shake with those hammers until he did something disrespectful. Absolutely cold. Grabbed her like he was trying to indulge in her embrace, hands gently lifting her chin before he used her own weapon to remodel her neck. But his performance had him thinking he could do anything. He tried to use her hammer to fight that, but it only took 3 seconds for him to lose. Damn! And boy, was this man mad. Hit Rama with a home run worthy swing, sending his ability to walk to the stars. He was on his ass like he was a specialist, putting on his best display of the night. That was until Rama made him taste test the floor, massaged his guts, then displayed his Chuck Taylors on his throat, finishing him off with his own weapon. Hey, I'm sorry again. I know I keep apologizing, but I can't show it. Just know he had his face looking like he caught a whiff of some funky ass. We move on and it's like he's entered a new boss stage. But first thing first, these chefs take their job seriously. They heard the Squabble was still over there preparing main courses. But like the good NPCs they were, they took their leave during the cutscene so we can get to the main Squabble. From this man's swagger, I can tell he was still confident from the ass beating he put on Rama earlier. Man, that was 4 hours ago. Let it go. This is not the same man. Then I saw this man, James Brown, shuffle into a fighting pose with Rama, really trying to get in the cinematic mindset of a high-level Squabble. Okay, we starting up a little light. With the look on Rama's face, I know what he was thinking.
Next time you fucking put a hand on me, I'ma fucking rip your face off, bitch. What did he do to him? Cause he fucking pushed me.
And boy, does this man make some funny ass faces. Rama tried to sweep this man's leg fast as hell. But come on, even I knew he was going for his leg with this conspicuous ass glance. Had this man Rama facing the other direction like he was Deontay Wilder. Then the assassin tossed out a flicker kick. Look how loose that kick was. His leg was moving as if it was rubber. Then he hit the reverse using the same kick. Rama was able to read both of them. Then they started to have a kickoff. Who could perform the best kick? It ended with Rama on his back and the assassin trying to H-Town stomp him into the floor. And boy, were they squabbling. This has to be the highest level of hands exchange in the movie. I want to say nothing compared to this point yet. Rama grabbed his arm and started to move it around like it was an antenna, and he was trying to find a signal, but somehow he ended up with his arm behind his back. How did that happen? The assassin was tossing them bitches. I see why he was so cocky, but why didn't he fight Koso face to face? Look, he manhandled Rama, chokeslammed him into the counter. I mean, he was taken to the ground, but that didn't stop him. Like a fish out of water, he kept flopping around until he kicked Rama away from him, getting back up straight into the exchange, hands moving faster than Kakashi when he was stealing juices from other niggas. But this part had me scratching my head. Rama had this man by the back of his shirt. Camera angle changed. This man was hitting a back handspring. How did he get enough space to hit a move like that? Dropping both his legs on Rama, putting him in perfect position to be punted. Giving him no time to rest, Rama pulled him from the ground like he had observational hockey and weaved the assassin's backhand, getting back into the exchange until Rama stunk his shit, had him standing there wobbling like he received a pudding pop from Bill Cosby. Moved around his guts, checked the integrity of his knee, then made him kiss his chucks before he charged up a spin kick that had him experiencing Newton theory firsthand as he flew across the counters. Had this man tossing this shit. He never experienced a beating like this before. He didn't know how to act. Man thought he was on baddies. Rama simply absorbed the pan, hit him with that bitch, moved him to the side, then had this man looking like Chris Angel with a single knee, pinned his head mad aggressively against the counter. Why? I can't even tell you. But he did offer this man free bottle service. He was ungrateful and blocked the bottle. Then the assassin hit the weakest spine buster I have ever seen, only to have his thigh meat destroyed like it was a part of a Popeye's 5-piece. But when it comes to a game of footsie, assassin has no equal. But in hands, Rama is showing his superiority, chopping this man's neck, turning him into a bobblehead, straight into tenderizing those ribs, getting some quick dribble practice. Then he just started harassing him. You could tell Rama's getting deeper in his bag, just trying stuff because he could. Because was this move necessary? No, but who's gonna stop him? Even after missing, he was like, what can I do from here? And after the assassin tried to touch his Chuck Taylors, he jumped and brung his other leg around, giving him a closer look at his shoe. And man, did it beat and persist. He had animosity that needed to be released, and picking up the assassin and running him through a glass window might only be the start, because he was like, get your ass up, back up off me. Sending the assassin and back meat straight into the bottle. He bounced off, blocked, reached it out of here, elbow to the diaphragm. Finally I can land it. Bro kick, look at my Chuck, boom, through another window. The assassin was like this.
I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of suffering.
Having to pull out his blades. See what happened when you think you're colder than you are? The other two knew off rip to use their weapons, but this man was so used to cannon fodder, thought Rama was gonna be easy dubs. Rama tossed out a kick, still under the impression it was a bout of hands, not counting the wine bottles he used, and the assassin was able to carve a good piece of Rama's leg. Even weakening his leg, he couldn't do shit to Rama. He was still more slippery than the greased up deaf guy, unable to be touched. Blocked the assassin attempt to carve him up again like a Thanksgiving turkey, put both his fists in his chest to make sure he really feels it, grabbed him by his shirt. He didn't want him to go too far like those parents who put their kids on a leash, but the assassin just kept lunging with the blade. Nigga think he's Wesley Snipes or something. He didn't stop until he sliced Rama's face like apple pie. Had this man shaking his head in disbelief. Like, how's he still moving like this? I was washing him like last week's laundry. He should be ready to be dried out. Rama had to keep folding his arms like napkins like he was setting up for a wedding, just to keep the blade from taking another piece of skin off his face. He wasn't a Kardashian. He didn't sign up for a facial retouch. Dude was out there performing with that blade, spinning and doing all type of shit just to cut Rama one more time. Rama was avoiding this man like the plague, like it was 2020, and he heard him cough, locking up his arm trying to take him to the ground, only to be hit with the biggest Uno reverse I seen. But look, he wasted no time. Deadass tried to impel this man like he was preparing a kebab, but just put the knife down. He blew his best chance and ended up having his ribs move further in his body. Another exchange had him face first on the floor like he was praying, before he burst free, flailing out his blades like he was hitting the spirit fingers, hitting only the air in his imagination, leading to another exchange that ended like this. Look at Rama's face. This actor was A1, like he truly was in pain, while the assassin was sliding backwards on his head like he was breakdancing. They did a little stare off. I mean, after 3 minutes of non-stop fighting, I'ma need a little breather as well. Hell, I might only last a good 45 seconds. I'll be out there like KSI launching overhand trying to end the fight early before that 30-second mark. The assassin never learns. He been hitting the same moves since he pulled out that knife. No variation, just pure swiping of his arms. It's not gonna work. My blind ass without my glasses is confident enough to avoid the same 3 swings you have in your bag. This was the first time he tried something special since having those blades, and he made Rama look like UI Goku. The way he was dodging and predicting, taking a hold of his arms and started beating on him. Give me those guts. Not finished yet. Tie my shoe. Peep the leg. Moved it around, dropping pure calf meat on the nape of his neck. Then whipped out a move from WWE. I want to say I seen MVP do something like this. Man rushed to his feet. He was like, I'll be damned. This blade's gonna work today. No plan, just lunged. Rama had full control of his arm and started ballroom dancing with him. Even when the assassin got the upper hand, Rama still had his arm.
You're going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Rama had the assassin arm between his own legs. Boom gained his blade swiftly. I have to say how swift it was. Avoided the kick, the same predictable knife swipe, and for the first time he used the blade, he had this man oozing red 40, rolling closer as if not to let this man breathe. Calm down. We know you're winning. Placed the crescent blade under the assassin's arm, damn near separating it from his shoulder as he was kicked backwards. But now that he was hurt, he finally decided not to focus on the blade in his hands and shoulder tossed Rama into the counter. See? There we go. Put the blades away. You'll do better. Wrapped both his hands around Rama's skull like he was gripping a basketball, and Rama was becoming that candy that people say was easy to take from babies. Flipped over his shoulder again, but getting violated like this when the movie only had a few minutes left wasn't gonna happen. Rama caught his leg, taking him to the floor, but ended up getting his bell rung again, except it didn't affect him, like he was now immune to brain damage as he returned the favor, getting back to his feet. Now at this point, I swear they were taking turns dicing each other up. Like he took a chunk from Rama's stomach, but he was like light work and continued doing what he was doing. Had his arm slashed, which seemed to hurt more than the liposuction he had, but that still didn't stop him from performing his own surgery. And at this point of the movie, the fight is just blood. YouTube doesn't like blood, especially on my channel. Just know Rama won by turning this man's throat into an ignition and started his journey to the afterlife. Rama went into the room with the bosses, put some air quotes around that word bosses, and was almost packed up by Limp and his shotgun, but Yuko ended up killing all of them. But why in the hell was this movie mad gruesome? I can't even show Limp getting put down, but Yuko couldn't take his dub and leave. He had to try to test his luck against the GOAT Rama, but peep how Rama used the assassin blade better than he could ever. Boomerang tossed it at Yuko, hit him in the face, giving him enough time to really get active. Then he just killed him mad easy, like really easy. Hey, I don't know how much I can show of the movie because boy was it a violent movie, but I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, take care.